Big morning of track work coming up, and we've seen the first horse out on the course, Highfield Princess, and I'm pleased to say that her trainer John Quinn has joined me now. John, she looks great. She's your stable star. Everything going well so far?
Yeah, fine. Yeah, she travelled over well, and she settled in grand, and very good facilities here for horses and people. So yeah, we're happy with her.
And for you as a team, obviously your son Sean is here as well. Obviously plenty of excitement, I'm sure, coming here, obviously with a horse who's done so much for you. Just on the Highfield Princess story, for those that don't know, it really is a romantic one, because she sort of blossomed out of perhaps all recognition, going from a handicapper up to a multiple Group 1 winner.
Yeah, it's the real rags to riches story, really. I mean, she was unraced at 2. We liked her, but she was a bit backward. I said to her owner, as a back-end 2-year-old, I think she'll win a race or 2. Brought her back. I went to see him. I said she won't win a maiden, but if we get her categorised, she'll win a race or 2. He said fine. Anyway, she ran 3 times, pleasingly enough, in ordinary maidens, and then she was rated 58. She got beaten her first handicap. There we are. But then she won 3 fairly quickly, and then she could have won 5 in a row. But anyway, she at the end of her 3-year-old career, she was 84. And we brought her back. She was second at York, first run back. Then she won a handicap at Haydock Park very, very easily. And that day I thought, you know, it was 0 to 90, which, you know, it's a reasonable race, but she absolutely bolted it. So I said to her owner, she might get in the Buckingham Palace at Royal Ascot. I said she'd have a chance, we think. Anyway, she was the last one in. 7 furlong, absolutely blitzed in. I thought, God, we've a right one here. And then we campaigned her away. She was placed in 3 stakes races, and then her last run as a 3-year-old, we ran her in the Champion Sprint at Royal at Ascot. She ran really, really well. Thought, brought her back next year. Owner decided to keep her in training. We thought she'd win a Group 3, stroke 2 at least. So we brought her back next year. She won the all-weather final. She won the Duke of York, Primorus de Geest, Nunthorpe, and the Flying 5 in 22 days. I thought, and then anyway, I thought we better keep going. So we rolled out. We were thinking about Australia, Hong Kong, or America, because she'd had a long year. So we went to America with her, and she ran really well. It was her 13th run of the year and her 8th in group races. I think 7 of them were Group 1s. She ran really well in America, so owner decided to he'd race her again this year, we were delighted, but we thought we wouldn't be as vigorous with her. So we started off at Duke of York. She was second, ran really well. Then she went to Royal Ascot. She was second in the King's Stands. 3 days later, she was third in the Platinum Jubilee. A little bit of luck, she might have won either, but we were still pleased. Then we freshened. She went to Ireland, and she was a bit she went to Goodwood in the King George V, and she absolutely danced then. So I thought we're nearly where we were last year. Went to the Curragh for the Flying 5, and it just didn't work. She slipped coming out of the gate, and she was never going, which is really unusual for her. At that stage, you know, a lot of people were saying, has she enough? Have you run her too much? So John said to me, what do you think? I said, just leave it to us and I'll come back to you. So we gave her a short break, and I said I'd like to run her in the Abbey. He said, fine. So when the draw came, she's drawn 14 in the Abbey. People are saying she can't win. This can't happen. So, well, she's we'll run her. I mean, at halfway in the Abbey, you think, this ain't going to happen today. But typical of her, she toughed it out, and in the last 100 yards, she powered home and was really on top. So then we were absolutely delighted, because you know, she's won a Group 1 again at 6. So we were toying with the idea of going to America or coming here. John said to me, what do you think? I said, we can only do one, because, you know, so and this place has always appealed to me if I had the right horse, you know. And America, I said to John, I wouldn't mind skipping America and coming here. And here we are.
It's fantastic. No, it's a great story, John. Talking of journeys, how has she travelled to Hong Kong? Obviously, it's been noticeably cold back in the UK, so this will be a bit of a shock to her, perhaps.
Yeah, the one great thing about her, travel doesn't bother her. You know, once once she hit the big stage, you know, she went to Ireland, France, and back to England, 3 Group 1s in 22 days. And I must admit, she wasn't in a plane; she was in a boat. So she wasn't flying in, and you know, she had to travel to France and travel to Ireland. So she's a very good traveller, and she's a very intelligent animal, and she seems to like different things, you know. She travelled over well.
What about the trip, John? Obviously 1200. She's obviously very well proven at 5, and also going this way around. Are there any reservations there potentially?
Obviously she's done a lot of racing going left-handed, but I ran her at Goodwood 2 seasons ago in the Whispering Angel 7 furlong group race for fillies, and she made the running on the same day. There was a very strong headwind, and not one winner won making the running. She got, and the winner in the second just followed her, and boom. So she went round Goodwood fine, albeit the ground was slow. I think she'll be fine. It's a lovely track. There's a nice long straight. Trip wise, I mean, she's won at the highest grade from 5. Pre-Morris de Geese is 6.5, and she won a handicap at Royal Ascot over 7. So I think the trip's fine.